What should the opening for this video be? I got none. So I guess we gotta restart again. Still got nothing. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here today to review the movie Edge of Tomorrow. So Edge of Tomorrow begins with a series of news reports that keep screwing up. Better redo. That does not get easier after each time. So anyway, Edge of Tomorrow begins with a series of news reports about this mysterious thing from the sky that crashes down somewhere in Europe, and it's basically an alien invasion, and it's detailing how we are dealing with this alien threat. From there we follow our main character by the name of Cage, a military person who's a bit of a coward and reluctantly gets drafted into this final battle that we're gonna have with the aliens. Needless to say, it doesn't go well, and Cage actually dies. But before he dies, he kills this one alien that's referred to as an alpha and accidentally got their powers, and now he relives the same day over and over and over again. And with this power, Cage teams up with the Full Metal bitch Rita, and the two of them work together to figure out how to defeat this alien threat. Now when I heard this movie was coming out, I was a bit skeptical about it. I mean, it's a movie about a guy that repeats the same day over and over and over again. I thought that would get a bit too jarring and annoying, but I couldn't deny I was pretty intrigued to see how they were gonna handle this in a movie. I mean, it could be just like Source Code, which was really good. In fact, for me, the movie felt like Source Code meets Oblivion. And at the end of the day, I had a really hard time deciding what my true feelings were about this movie. I mean, I don't hate it, but the thing is, I don't really remember much about the movie. The movie didn't do a good job at keeping my attention throughout the film. I mean, I saw a few things, I remember a few things, but for the grand scheme of the movie, I don't really remember much of it. And at the end of the day, it kind of comes off as a forgettable movie. Again, I'm not saying that this movie is bad, but there was nothing really in the movie for me to be invested in the story or the characters. But that's not to say that there are no good qualities in the movie. The visuals are really solid in this film, and the way that the aliens look are pretty impressive when you see them. And Tom Cruise doesn't do a bad job in the movie. In fact, I praise him in this movie because he plays a role that I never really see him play, and that is the role of a coward. Most of the characters he plays, they're pretty badass, they're pretty smooth, they're badasses. In this movie, Tom Cruise plays a straight up coward who will do whatever it takes to get out of the line of duty, to the point where he even blackmails a higher official. That is interesting. That character was unique for Tom Cruise, and to see him grow throughout the movie was pretty unique. But other than that, his character doesn't really have much other traits. And Emily Blunt in the movie, she's pretty good. Again, doesn't really have much traits, and they don't really develop her that much. The story, to be honest, is nothing really special. I mean, we've seen this movie done before. And as I mentioned earlier, this movie felt like a mix between Source Code and Oblivion. And that's exactly what the movie is. It's Oblivion meets Source Code. That's the movie. That's the story of the movie. Right there. And honestly, that's all the good qualities of the movie. The rest of the movie is just straight up forgettable and bland. I mean, besides Tom Cruise's character and a little bit of Emily Blunt's character, the rest of the characters are all one-dimensional and straight up forgettable. They're token characters put into a movie because we need more characters. That's the only purpose that they have. They're in the movie to die in the movie. That is it. I don't remember any of their names, any of their personalities. The only group of people I kind of remember is J Company, and the only reason I remember them is because they're referred to the most in the movie, and that's the team that Cage is a part of. But besides knowing the company names, I don't really know much about the individuals that occupy J Company. None of their names, none of their personalities, And throughout the movie, you do get little tidbits about them and a little bit of their backstory, but it's used as a means to an end to convince them that Cage has met them prior to their first meeting, and that's it. And honestly, I wouldn't be so pissed that Cage told all this information to J Company to convince them that he's telling the truth if you actually saw him bond with the members of J Company to get this information. It felt like he just made it up out of thin air. I mean, he could have been telling a lie if it wasn't for the reactions of the characters' faces. It felt more like a writing ploy to move the story along instead of developing and fleshing out the characters in the story. And the next big problem about this movie, the shaky cam. I mean, there's so much shaky cam in this movie, guys. I can barely see the action happening in front of me. And that could be because the aliens are moving way too fast, or the cameraman just can't keep the camera still. I can't see anything. Not a single thing. There were some moments where you do see the action, but there's just way too many shaky cam moments in this film. And lastly, the ending. Just like Dust Mane of Amnesia, the ending to this movie is a huge cop-out. It's a everything's okay ending. All the characters are doing great. Everyone's fine. But unlike Dust Mane of Amnesia, which had a really good ending that was ruined by the final minutes, this movie did not have that great or thrilling of an ending, and it didn't have that many characters in the movie that I really cared about, so even if they did die or survive, I didn't care. So the ending in itself, although it is a cop-out, I just didn't really care at that point. Overall, although I did like Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt in the movie, the visuals were solid, and there were some decent action scenes here and there, the movie as a whole, I just never really cared for. And that's attributed to its forgettable characters, an unoriginal and bland story, and too much shaky cam that you never really get to see what action is unfolding in front of you. And overall, it's just a forgettable experience. And that's why I'm going to give this film a 2 out of 5 stars. It's an easily forgettable film. I might not have hated it, but I'm not going to remember it after this night. I'm going to forget all about it. But anyway, what did you guys think about this film? Did you really like it? Or did you find it really dull and forgettable like I did? And let me know, what is a film that you've seen that you didn't really hate, but you found completely forgettable? Comment below and let me know. And this weekend, I'm going to be at this anime convention called NitroCon. It's a special anime convention hosted by an anime club at my school. So if you're in the Orlando area, come by UCF and check out NitroCon. There's going to be a lot of special guests, and I'll be there. Come say hi to me, and also stay tuned. I have a couple special videos coming your way, and an anime review hopefully next Tuesday, if I have enough time during the weekend to watch them. But until then, guys, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, you blue. God damn it!